We are privileged once again to be joined by Bryan with a Y. Big B, Bryan Kehl back in Studio B. Bryan, what's up, man?
Not too much, fellas.
You've had time to now listen to a couple of arguments between Bryan and myself. When you look at the receiving core, what Mitch Matthews did last year against Nick Kurtz, the guy who, as Bryan pointed out, he feels will have better statistics and was recruited by, offered rather, by Oregon and LSU and USC. Which guy is going to have the better statistical year?
What does this have to do with the defense?
It doesn't. It has nothing to do with the defense.
I was just kidding.
No, you're not.
No, I'm just kidding. It is important. It's essential because we got to score points to win. I don't know. I can agree with points of both of your arguments, and I don't know. I really don't know. Experience is important. The young up and comer with the big potential is also important. I don't know if I had to make an educated guess or a wager, which
That's what we want.
we don't wager here, but if I had to, I'd probably go with the experience.
Okay, Mitch Matthews and the experience.
Okay. All
His
right.
922 yards.
I want lunch from both of y'all.
I'll buy you lunch. I'll buy you
okay.
lunch.
Bryan, I will buy you lunch.
Yeah.
I will do that.
Spencer will
Okay.
buy you lunch.
But will
Okay.
you buy me lunch if Nick Kurtz
yeah,
has,
yeah.
if Mitch Matthews has the better
Yeah,
statistical year?
man. You can go to the dollar menu.
No,
Dollar
we're
menu.
talking nice.
gas
We're talking
station.
nice lunch.
You can get a gas station hot dog. 49 cents. Been sitting in there all day.
Okay, so you've given the opinion. We'll get back to more of the individual performers on this BYU squad in just a little bit, but I want to bring up something on Tuesday, Bryan. As I talked to the players and as I witnessed with my own eyes, a brutal practice on Tuesday for BYU football. Players got in some fights, some scuffles. They were sternly punished. This is kind of a new thing where it's just like, okay, Frank Winterick said, I'm going to destroy you because Bronco Mendenhall wants me to do that when players step out of line. Okay, I had a few guys that were like, bro, worst day of my life.
Ever.
Worst practice ever. What was the worst practice you ever had at BYU?
That's a good question. That's not what I thought direction you were going, but
They were going to say NFL.
no, I thought he was going to ask what I thought about the fights and the punishment.
We're going to get your take on that too.
Okay, worst practice I ever had would be all the way back to 2005. I'm 1 month removed from the mission field.
Uh-oh.
I'm deathly sick with the flu, and it's 102 degrees out there. One of the first practices like this. It's this time right now. 10 years ago. That's crazy, man. 10 years ago.
Ooh.
10 years ago. That just hit me.
Getting old, man.
10 years ago, 05, I'm a month removed from the mission. Deathly sick with the flu. The humid burner out there. 20-something period practice.
Yep.
Full pads. Just miserable. And I just sucked it up, and I've never called in sick in football, so I was out there, sucked it up, couldn't breathe, couldn't run, couldn't do anything because of all of those factors. Oh, and it was a tough, physical, brutal fall camp practice. That was the worst one for me.
Yeah.
But I made it through. I made it through.
I admire
Survived.
I admire that from you because I would have definitely been sick. Yeah, for sure. So, Bryan, this is something new where players mess up, you jump off sides, you get a personal foul, whatever the case is.
Drop a pass.
You run straight to your coach and you do 10 up downs or you do something, right? So we believe that this is stemming from the bigger issue, which BYU was 5th most in penalty yards last year in the nation. And so, a lot of those penalties they came from personal fouls, right? So discipline is really the message that Bronco and the staff is trying to convey. What would you do? And do you like it, right? Do you like that message? Do you like what he did, make the guys run and condition it after a fight like that?
I love it. Absolutely love it. I think for this age group, one of the quickest ways to get a message across is pain and suffering and annihilation. And from the sounds of it, I wasn't there, but I heard on the radio, and from the sounds of it, it was pretty rough what they had to go through. And yeah, that would get the point across to me if I was being a numbskull, which I've never been a numbskull in my life. I wish. No, that would get the point across. So
let's back up a little bit. So what about the fighting though? Because we've been in fights, right? And from every single level, from Pee Wees all the way to the NFL, there's fights, right? Nobody's breaking jaws, but there's fights that occur. And there's times where people fight and you're like, it's funny. It's like 30 seconds.
That's DB's receivers. Okay, go on. Go on.
Okay. Yeah.
Corner receiver. Go on.
Okay. All right. Let me stop there. We're on the same side here, B. Okay. Let me stop there. But this sounds like it was more of O versus D, really messing up the course of the practice. I wasn't there. This is just what I've heard. So what do you think, though, about that? Do you like to see the fighting happening this early?
It's one of those things. It's like if there's no skirmishes, you might be a little too soft. Mm-hmm. Might be a little too soft. But if you can't run a single play without breaking out into a pushing match, then your team's got no discipline. And so every coach is different. Every player is different, has a different philosophy, where the fine line is. I could tell you right now, in my whole football career, I never threw a punch because I think that's just stupid. Yeah. What are you going to do? Punch somebody with a helmet on?
Break your hand?
Exactly. Yeah. You can punch them in the shoulder pads. What are you going to do? I never pushed anybody.